The rescue ship landed on planet Kepler. 442 with a loud boom. Captain Martinez stepped out first. His boots hit the red dirt. Behind him, 6 soldiers followed. They carried big guns and medical kits. 8 months ago, a colony ship called New Hope crashed here. 50 people were on that ship. Command sent a distress signal to Earth. But Earth was far away. Very far. The rescue team took 8 months to arrive. "Captain, do you think anyone survived?" asked Soldier Chun. Martinez shook his head. "This planet has deadly predators. The crash was bad. We are here to bring bodies home." The team walked toward the crash site. The broken ship was half buried in the ground. Metal pieces were everywhere. But something was strange. Very strange. "Captain, look at that smoke," said Soldier Rodriguez. He pointed at the hill. Black smoke was rising into the sky. It was coming from behind the trees. Maybe a fire? Chin asked. "No," Martinez said slowly. "That smoke is too steady. Too controlled. Someone is cooking." The team moved carefully toward the smoke. They held their guns ready. The forest was quiet. Too quiet. Then they heard sounds. Strange sounds. Music was playing. Soft guitar music. And there was laughter. Human laughter. And something else. Deep growling sounds. "What is that?" Rodriguez whispered. They reached the edge of the forest. And they saw it. A building. A real building made from ship metal and wood. It had walls, a roof, and large windows. A sign hung above the door. The sign said, "Bruno's Cafe, open daily." A cafe? Chun could not believe his eyes. They built a cafe? Martinez raised his hand. "Stay quiet. Stay alert." They moved closer to the building. Through the window, they saw movement. Big movement. The soldiers raised their guns. Martinez reached the door. His hand shook a little. He pushed the door open. Inside, the scene was impossible. At table 1, a massive creature sat. It had 6 red eyes and blue skin covered in sharp spikes. The creature was 8 feet tall, and it was eating pancakes with a fork. At table 2, another beast relaxed. This one had scales like a snake and 4 arms. It was drinking tea from a cup. At table 3, a flying creature with purple wings was reading a menu. Behind the counter stood a human woman. She had brown hair tied back and wore an apron. She was smiling. She looked at the shocked soldiers and said cheerfully, "Welcome to Bruno's Cafe. Table for 6. Captain Martinez dropped his gun. Captain Martinez stared at the woman. His mouth was open. He could not speak. The 6 soldiers behind him were frozen like statues. The woman walked toward them. She was calm. Too calm. Like serving alien predators was normal. "You must be the rescue team," she said with a smile. "I am Sarah. Welcome. You're 3 months late, but better late than never, right?" "Late." Martinez finally found his voice. "We came as fast as we could. How are you alive?" Sarah laughed. "It is a long story, Captain. Please, sit down. You look tired." Behind Sarah, the massive blue creature with 6 eyes made a low rumbling sound. All the soldiers jumped. They grabbed their guns again. "Relax," Sarah said quickly. "That is just Bruno. He is asking if you want breakfast. He loves cooking for new guests." "Bruno?" Chun whispered. "That thing has a name?" "Of course he has a name," Sarah said. "Everyone here has a name. Bruno is a thornback. He looks scary, but he is very gentle. He makes the best scrambled eggs in the galaxy." The creature called Bruno stood up slowly. He was massive. His head almost touched the ceiling. The spikes on his back gleamed in the light, but his 6 eyes looked friendly. Bruno walked to the kitchen. His heavy steps shook the floor. The soldiers watched him nervously. "Come, let me introduce you to everyone," Sarah said. A man came out from a kitchen. He wore a chef hat and had a big smile. "Hello, I am Marcus, head chef. You guys hungry?" "Chef," Rodriguez said in shock. "You are running a real restaurant?" "Best restaurant on the planet." Marcus laughed. "Only restaurant on the planet, actually. An older woman appeared next. She had gray hair and kind eyes. "I am Dr. Chun. I take care of medical needs here. Human and non-human." A young boy, maybe 16 years old, came out carrying plates. "I am Tim. I am the waiter. Can I get you coffee?" Martinez looked around the cafe. It was clean, organized. There were tables, chairs, and pictures on the walls. The alien creatures sat quietly, eating their food. Some of them watched the soldiers with curious eyes. "Captain," Sarah said softly, "I know this looks crazy, but we survived because we learned one important rule." "What rule?" Martinez asked. Sarah looked at Bruno, who was now cooking eggs on a big stove. "Respect goes both ways. We respect them. They respect us. Simple." Suddenly, the ground shook. Hard. Cups fell from tables. The lights flickered. All the alien creatures stood up fast. They made worried sounds. Sarah's face went pale. Her smile disappeared. "Everyone inside. Now. Lock the doors," she shouted. "What is happening?" Martinez asked. Sarah grabbed his arm and pulled him away from the window. "That is not one of ours. That is a Ridge Reaper, and they do not like visitors." Everyone rushed away from the windows. Sarah locked the front door with shaking hands. The alien creatures moved the back of the cafe. They were scared too. "Turn off the lights," Sarah whispered. "Stay quiet." Marcus turned off all the lights. The cafe went dark. Outside, heavy footsteps shook the ground. Boom, boom, boom. Through the window, the soldier saw a shadow. A huge shadow. It was bigger than Bruno. Much bigger. The creature had long claws and a tail covered in sharp bones. Captain Martinez held his breath. The Ridge Reaper walked past the cafe slowly. Its red eyes glowed in the darkness. After 2 long minutes, it walked away into the forest. Everyone stayed quiet for 5 more minutes. Finally, Sarah turned the lights back on. "That was close," Marcus said, breathing hard. "What was that thing?" Chin asked. "A Ridge Reaper," Dr. Chin explained. "The most dangerous predator on this planet. We have not made friends with them yet." "Yet," Rodriguez said. "You want to make friends with that?" Sarah sat down at a table. "Sit, Captain. Let me tell you how we survived. You need to understand." Martinez and his team sat down. Bruno brought them hot coffee. The soldiers were too shocked to say no. Sarah began her story. 8 months ago, our ship crashed hard. 12 people died immediately. The rest of us were hurt, scared, and confused. We had limited food. Our equipment was broken. We thought we would die here. She paused and took a breath. On day 3, we saw our first alien creature. It was Bruno. Well, we did not call him Bruno back then. We just saw a monster, 8 feet tall, sharp spikes everywhere, big teeth. "What did you do?" Martinez asked. Sarah looked down. "We panicked. We shot at him. We shot first without thinking." Marcus continued the story. The creature roared. It was so loud. Then it attacked us. 2 more colonists died that day. We thought all aliens here were killers. But then Dr. Chin noticed something important, Sarah said. The older woman nodded. "The creature only attacked after we shot it first. Before our bullets hit him, he was just watching us. Curious, not angry." "I realized something," Sarah said quietly. "Maybe these creatures are not evil. Maybe they are just protecting their home. We were the invaders, not them." Tim, the young waiter, spoke up. "On day 7, another creature came to our camp. Everyone wanted to shoot again, but Sarah stopped us." Sarah smiled at the memory. I walked toward the creature slowly. I had dried meat in my hand, food from our supplies. I held it out. "Were you not scared?" Chin asked. "Terrified," Sarah admitted. My hand was shaking, but I had to try. We were running out of food, running out of time. We needed a different plan. She looked at Bruno, who was now cleaning dishes in the kitchen. The creature sniffed the meat. Then it took the meat from my hand gently, very gently. It ate the meat and looked at me, and I swear it smiled. Marcus laughed. That creature was Bruno. He became our first friend. But one friend was not enough, Dr. Chin said seriously. We had 30 days of food left, and winter was coming to this planet. Sarah continued the story. The rescue team listened carefully. After we made friends with Bruno, we had a meeting. All 38 survivors sat together. We needed a plan, a real plan. Marcus stood up and poured more coffee for everyone. I was a chef on Earth. I worked in restaurants for 20 years. And I said something crazy. I said, what if we cook for them? Cook for alien predators? Rodriguez asked. Yes, Marcus nodded. Every living thing needs food, right? Humans, animals, aliens. Everyone eats. Food brings people together. Why not aliens too? Sarah smiled. It sounded insane, but we had no choice. We could not fight this planet. We had to join it. So we started building. Tim said excitedly. We used metal from the crash ship. We made a kitchen first, then tables and chairs. Dr. Chen added, Bruno helped us. He brought us strange plants and fruits from the forest. I tested each one carefully. Some were poisonous, but many were safe. Some were actually delicious. Marcus continued, I started cooking with local ingredients. Alien vegetables, strange fruits. I mixed them with our earth spices. The food was different, but good. We left plates of food outside our camp, Sarah explained. We did this every day. Slowly, more creatures came. They were curious. A flying creature came first, Tim said. She had purple wings and made soft sounds. We called her Whisper. She loved sweet bread. Then a water beast came, Marcus said. He lived in the lake nearby. Big guy with blue scales. We called him Splash. He loved grilled fish. Sarah leaned forward. Each species was different. Different foods. Different personalities. But they all understood one thing. Kindness. We learned their body language. Dr. Chen explained. A tail wag meant happy. Flat ears meant danger. Slow blinks meant trust. We studied them like scientists. By month 4, we had 12 regular customers. Marcus said proudly. They came every day. They ate. They stayed. They protected us. Protected you? Martinez asked. Yes, Sarah nodded. Other predators tried to attack us, but Bruno and the others fought them off. They defended us, because we were friends now. Tim smiled. By month 6, we were not just survivors anymore. We were family, humans and aliens together. That is when we built this cafe, Marcus said. A real restaurant, with a name, Bruno's Cafe. Everything seemed perfect, but then Sarah's face became dark. But not everyone was happy, she said quietly. One man did not agree with our way. His name was Jackson. He was angry. He said we were weak. What did he want? Chen asked. He wanted to hunt them, Sarah said. He said aliens were just animals. He said humans should be in charge, should be the bosses. Martinez felt a chill go down his back. One night, Jackson took a gun, Sarah continued. He went into the forest alone. He went hunting. The cafe became very quiet. When he did not come back, I knew something was wrong, Sarah said. Her voice shook a little. Bruno and I went searching for him. She paused. Her hands were shaking now. What we found that night changed everything. Sarah and Bruno walked into the dark forest. The night was cold. Sarah carried a flashlight. Bruno walked beside her quietly. His 6 eyes glowed softly in the darkness. Jackson! Sarah called out. Jackson, where are you? They heard a scream. A human scream. Sarah and Bruno ran toward the sound. They found Jackson at the bottom of a hill. He was on the ground. His leg was bleeding. His gun was broken beside him. And standing over him was a Ridge Reaper. The same type of creature that visited the cafe earlier. Massive. Dangerous. Angry. Jackson saw Sarah and screamed. Help me? Shoot it. Kill it. Sarah's heart was beating fast. She was terrified. The Ridge Reaper was twice the size of Bruno. Its claws were like knives. Its teeth were huge. But Sarah did not raise her gun. Instead, she did something crazy. She stepped forward slowly. Very slowly. The Ridge Reaper turned its red eyes toward her. It growled. A deep, warning growl. Sarah knelt down on the ground. She put her gun down in front of her. Her hands were shaking badly. "I am sorry," she said softly to the creature. "He made a mistake. Please, please do not kill him." The Ridge Reaper stared at her. It did not move. Sarah could hear her own heartbeat. She thought she was going to die. Then Bruno stepped forward. He stood beside Sarah. He made a low rumbling sound. It was creature language. Bruno was talking to the Ridge Reaper. The two aliens looked at each other. Bruno rumbled again. Longer this time. He was explaining something. Vouching for the humans. The Ridge Reaper studied them both. Its red eyes moved from Bruno to Sarah to Jackson. 10 seconds passed. 20 seconds. 30 seconds. Then, slowly, the Ridge Reaper stepped back. It turned around and walked away into the darkness. It disappeared between the trees. Sarah fell to the ground. She was shaking. She could not believe they were alive. Bruno helped Jackson stand up. Jackson's leg was badly hurt. They carried him back to the camp slowly. Dr. Chin treated Jackson's wounds. He had deep cuts and a broken bone. But he would survive. Jackson was angry. Very angry. "You should have killed that monster. Why did you let it go?" Sarah looked at him with tired eyes. "Because we are guests on this planet, Jackson. Not conquerors. Not owners. Guests. They are just animals." Jackson shouted. "No," Sarah said firmly. "They are intelligent. They have feelings. They have families. They deserve respect." Marcus added quietly, "You went hunting. You tried to kill one of them. The Ridge Reaper had every right to kill you, but it chose mercy. Because Bruno asked. Because we have built trust here." Jackson said nothing. He looked away. From that day, Jackson stayed quiet. He stopped complaining. He learned the hard way. The colonists continued their work. They kept cooking. They kept building friendships. By month 7, the cafe was finished completely. Bruno's cafe became a meeting place. A special place. Humans and aliens ate together, talked together, laughed together. It was a first interspecies restaurant in history. A place of peace on a dangerous planet. Then, on month 8, something appeared in the sky. A ship. A human ship. The rescue team had finally arrived. Sarah stood outside and watched the ship land. Her heart felt heavy. She knew what was coming next. A choice. An impossible choice. The Ridge Reaper finally left the area. The rescue team and colonists sat together inside the cafe. Everyone was quiet, thinking. Captain Martinez spoke first. "Our ship can take all of you. We came to bring you home. You are safe now. Earth is waiting." The colonists looked at each other. Nobody smiled. Nobody looked excited. Tim, the youngest, spoke softly. "What about Bruno? What about Whisper and Splash? What happens to them?" Martinez did not understand. "They are aliens. They will be fine here. This is their home." Sarah shook her head slowly. "Captain, they are not just aliens anymore. They are our friends. Our family." Marcus stood up. "We built something special here. Something nobody has ever done before. Humans and aliens living together. In peace." Dr. Chin nodded. "This cafe proves that different species can understand each other, can trust each other, can love each other." The rescue soldiers looked confused. Rodriguez said, "Wait, you want to stay? On this deadly planet? Why?" Sarah smiled. "It is only deadly if you make it that way. If you come with fear and guns, yes, it is deadly. But if you come with respect and kindness, it is home." She walked to the window. Outside, Bruno was playing with Whisper near the lake. The big thornback and the flying creature were friends now. "We learn important lessons here," Sarah continued. "Respect the planet. Learn the language. Share resources. Build trust. These lessons changed our lives." Martinez understood now, but he was worried. Command will not accept this. They will send scientists, military teams. They will study this place. They will ruin everything you built. Sarah turned around. Her eyes were strong, determined. Then we tell them the truth. This planet is already colonized. By us. And we are not alone. We are not asking for permission anymore. The rescue team stayed for 3 days. They ate at the cafe. They met all the alien friends. Bruno made them breakfast every morning. Whisper showed them her favorite flowers. Splash taught them to swim in the lake. On the final day, the soldiers did not want to leave. Chin said, "I understand now. This place is special." Captain Martinez made his report to Earth. Colony New Hope survived. They are healthy. They are happy. And they are staying. Send supplies, not soldiers. 30 colonists chose to stay on the planet. 8 wanted to return to Earth. That was okay. Everyone had a choice. The rescue ship left with passengers and an incredible story. Sarah stood outside the cafe. Bruno stood beside her. Marcus and Dr. Chin were there too. They watched the ship disappear into the sky. "Do you think they will come back?" Marcus asked. Sarah laughed. "Definitely. Everyone loves good food. And we have the best restaurant in the galaxy." Tim brought out fresh lemonade. Bruno rumbled happily. Whisper flew down from the trees. Life continued at Bruno's cafe. 6 months later, 3 more ships arrived. But they were not military ships. They were tourist ships. Humans from Earth wanted to visit the famous cafe, the place where humans and aliens became friends, the galaxy's strangest restaurant, the cafe that proved one beautiful truth. Humanity does not conquer. Humanity does not destroy. Humanity makes friends. And humanity makes breakfast. Bruno's cafe was open daily. All species welcome. 6 months passed since the rescue team left. Life at Bruno's cafe was peaceful. More alien species became friends. The menu grew bigger. Sarah even added desserts now. One morning, Tim was cleaning tables when he heard a loud noise in the sky. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. "Sarah, ships are coming," Tim shouted. Everyone ran outside. 3 large ships were landing near the cafe. These ships looked different. They were not military. They had bright colors and big windows. "Are they coming to fight us?" Marcus asked nervously. Bruno rumbled softly. He was not worried. His instincts told him these visitors were friendly. The ship doors opened. People came out. Lots of people. Men, women, children. They carried cameras and bags. They wore casual clothes and big smiles. An older man walked toward Sarah. He had gray hair and glasses. "Hello. Are you Sarah?" The famous Sarah from Bruno's cafe. Sarah was confused. "Famous? I do not understand." The man laughed. "You are famous across the galaxy now. Captain Martinez told everyone about this place. The cafe where humans and aliens eat together. We are tourists. We came to visit." "Tourists?" Sarah could not believe it. A woman stepped forward. She was holding a little girl's hand. "We traveled 3 months to get here. My daughter loves animals. She wants to meet Bruno." The little girl looked at Bruno with big, excited eyes. "Is he really nice?" Bruno knelt down slowly. He was huge but gentle. He offered his hand to the child. The little girl giggled and touched the spike carefully. "He is so cool," she said happily. More tourists came forward. They wanted to see the cafe. They wanted to try the food. They wanted to take pictures with the alien friends. Sarah looked at Marcus. Marcus looked at Dr. Chun. Dr. Chun started laughing. "I think we need more tables," Marcus said. Tim ran inside. "I will make more coffee." The cafe became busy. Very busy. Tourists sat with aliens. Children played with Whisper. Adults swam with Splash in the lake. Everyone was laughing and having fun. But that evening, something unexpected happened. A 4th ship landed. This ship was black and sleek. Military style. Sarah's heart sank. Not again. A tall woman in uniform stepped out. She walked straight to Sarah. Her face was serious. "I am Commander Torres from Earth Defense. We need to talk about your cafe." Immediately, Bruno growled. The other aliens moved closer to Sarah protectively. The tourists stopped talking. Everyone felt the tension. Commander Torres looked around. She saw humans and aliens standing together. protecting each other. Relax, Torres said, raising her hands. I am not here to fight. I am here with a proposal from Earth government. She pulled out a data pad and showed it to Sarah. Earth wants to make this planet an official peace zone, the first interspecies colony in human history. But we need your permission. You built this. You are the leader here. Sarah read the document carefully. It promised protection, resources, support, but no military control. The colonists would stay in charge. What is the catch? Sarah asked suspiciously. Torres smiled. No catch. Earth learned something from your success. Friendship works better than weapons. We want to learn from you. We want to build more places like this, across the galaxy. Sarah stood in silence. She looked at the datapad again. Commander Torres waited patiently. The tourists watched quietly. Bruno and the other aliens stayed close to Sarah. Can I discuss this with my people first? Sarah asked. Of course. Torres nodded. Take your time. Sarah gathered all the colonists inside the cafe. They sat around the big table. Marcus, Dr. Chun, Tim, even Jackson. Everyone had a voice now. Earth wants to make this an official peace zone, Sarah explained. They promise protection and supplies, but they also want to learn from us. They want to create more places like this across the galaxy. Jackson spoke first. He was different now. Quieter, wiser. Do we trust them? Earth abandoned us for 8 months. They came eventually, Dr. Chin said, and Captain Martinez kept his word. He told our story truthfully. Tim raised his hand. If we say yes, will more people come? More tourists? Probably, Sarah said. Many more. Marcus smiled. Then we need a bigger kitchen and more staff. Everyone laughed. The tension broke. But here's my question, Sarah said seriously. Bruno and the others, they get a vote too. This is their planet, not just ours. The colonists agreed. Sarah walked outside. She brought Bruno, Whisper, Splash, and 3 other alien friends to the meeting, using the body language they learned. Sarah explained everything to the aliens. Earth wanted to make this place special, protected, but more humans would come. Bruno rumbled thoughtfully. He looked at his alien friends. They made sounds back and forth. They were discussing, deciding together. Finally, Bruno turned to Sarah. He placed his large hand gently on her shoulder. Then he nodded slowly. He says yes, Sarah whispered. Tears filled her eyes. He trusts us. Sarah walked back to Commander Torres. We accept, but we have conditions. Torres pulled out a pen. I am listening. First, no weapons allowed on this planet. Only security for protection, not invasion. Second, all new humans must take a 2-week training course. Learn respect. Learn alien body language. Learn our rules. Third, the aliens have equal rights here. Equal voices. Equal votes. Torres wrote everything down. Agreed. Anything else? Sarah smiled. Yes. Bruno gets to name the colony. Torres blinked in surprise. The alien gets to name it? He was here first, Sarah said firmly. Bruno stepped forward. He made a series of sounds. Deep rumbling, soft clicks, and a musical hum. Dr. Chin had been studying the alien language for months. She translated. He says the name should be New Harmony. Commander Torres smiled. New Harmony. I like it. Perfect name. She signed the document officially. Sarah signed next. Then Bruno pressed his handprint onto the pad. It was done. Legal. Official. New Harmony became the first interspecies colony in the galaxy. Over the next year, amazing things happened. 200 more humans arrived. They built new houses. More cafes opened. Schools were created. Human children and young aliens learned together. Scientists came to study, not to experiment. They asked permission. They showed respect. They learned. Artists came and painted the beautiful planet. Musicians played songs with alien instruments. The cultures mixed and blended beautifully. Bruno's cafe expanded. Now it had 3 floors. Marcus trained 5 new chefs. Tim became the manager. Dr. Chen opened a medical center for all species. Sarah became the elected governor of New Harmony, but she still worked at the cafe every morning, making coffee, talking to customers, human and alien. 1 year later, Captain Martinez returned. He brought his family, his wife and 2 daughters. I wanted them to see it, Martinez said to Sarah. The place that changed my life. The place that changed everything. His daughters ran to play with Whisper. His wife tried Bruno's famous pancakes. Martinez sat with Sarah on the cafe porch. You know what is amazing? Martinez said, 5 more colonies like this are being built, across different planets. You started a movement, Sarah. Sarah watched the sunset. The sky was purple and orange. Beautiful. Bruno sat nearby with a group of young aliens. He was teaching them how to cook. We did not start anything, Sarah said softly. We just remembered something humans forgot. Kindness is stronger than fear. Friendship is stronger than weapons. Love is the most powerful force in the universe. Martinez nodded. The galaxy is changing. Because of you. Because of Bruno. Because of everyone here. Sarah smiled. No, the galaxy is changing because people chose to change. Chose to listen. Chose to learn. That night, Bruno's Cafe had a huge celebration. Humans and aliens danced together. Children laughed. Music played under the stars. New Harmony was not just a colony anymore. It was a symbol, a promise, a hope for the future. And it all started with one simple idea. Make breakfast. Make friends. Make peace.